Welcome to The Naomi Show. Hello, it's great to have your company. Now today we're asking the question, how do you know if the one you're with is the one, if they're a keeper? Well, I'm here with body language expert Katia Loisel-Furey, who's going to tell us a lot about this subject. Now, firstly, how do you know if you're wasting your time?
The signs are always very loud and clear. Keys to a bad relationship or that you're wasting your time is that you don't feel good with that person. If they make you doubt yourself, if they're constantly criticizing you or belittling you, if you find that you're sort of changing major aspects of your either personality or life, you know, what you look like, who you hang out with, or ditching your friends and family just to be with them, and you can't communicate or you don't feel comfortable communicating, then you know that your relationship does not have a very strong foundation, and you either need to work on it or...
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because people, they do tend to ditch their family and friends oftentimes when they first fall in love because they're so intensely in love. So that's only one aspect of it, isn't it, really? But if that continues on and it's something that's expected, that's when it becomes a problem? Is that what you're saying?
I think if your partner constantly criticizes your friends or criticizes your family, or, you know, tells them that you should be spending more time with me, what are you doing with them, makes you feel bad about having relationships outside of that relationship with that person. I think sometimes when you're in a really toxic relationship, they can make it all about them and almost make you feel responsible for the relationship and their happiness.
Absolutely.
And you know, that puts a lot of pressure on you and the relationship, and it makes you feel almost like you're not doing the right thing, almost guilty. I think that's the big key, is you need to be able to be yourself and not lose your identity in a relationship.
So what are the positive signs that they're a keeper?
Look, obviously, you know, and right from the very first date, you know, if the person you're with makes you feel comfortable, makes you feel valued and acknowledged, you know, if you've got open lines of communication that even if you don't agree, you can talk things through and they appreciate your point of view and don't sort of put you down for having one. I think that that's really important. And obviously, you know, if all your friends and family say they treat you really well, you know, that's a really good sign, because, you know, it is nice to get some outside feedback. They're not always going to like the person you're with, but if other people can see that you're at least happy and treated well, you know, there's nothing worse than being in a bad relationship and everyone around you walks on eggshells because you are a nervous wreck and you're no longer happy. So I think those things are really important, and that you have common values, shared goals, you know, and you want the same things out of your life.
And when you talk about common values, can you talk about the criteria that you need to sort of place on that?
Absolutely. And, you know, it's so vast, but, you know, even in terms of what you want to do with your life, you know, your values towards money. Money can cause huge arguments. If one of you is a major tight ass and the other person,
the other one's a huge spender,
you know, wants to give money to everybody, you're going to have conflict. If one of you loves to be with family and the other person thinks family's a waste of time, you're going to have issues. If one of you is completely driven, ambitious, and the other one isn't and wants to sit on the couch and do nothing, doesn't want to work, that's going to cause some major issues. So I think on those sorts of things, you have to be pretty similar, or at least ready to compromise and ready to talk it out, you know. Those things are pretty important in terms of a healthy relationship, I think. Yeah,
and when someone's a keeper, it's really about how they treat you, isn't it? It's how they treat you,
how you feel,
that they're thoughtful of you.
You know, sometimes that means that they put you first. I mean, not always. Can't have somebody at your beck and call, come on.
No.
But that, you know, they live their life thinking about you and with you in mind, you know, and they see you in their future. You know, they're not a keeper if they're, you know, you want to get married and have kids and they're planning their, you know, 5-year round the world trip and saving up for that. So yeah, absolutely.
Well, we hope that helps, and we'll see you next time.
Your love life, let's talk about it at naomishow.com.